Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in today to our new channel, Reality Go Live. And on this channel, we like to discuss different reality shows that we watch and love the most. I have my girl Dee on here. She's here. Hi, Dee.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm so happy to have her here today because we're gonna discuss part three of the Real Housewives of Potomac, and it's so much to discuss. But first I want to get into thoughts on part three. Um, what did you think so far? If you can rate which one was the best, part one, two, or three, what would you say?
I would say part one was the best. I would give it a 10. I mean, the ending of it, everybody was just shocked, like their mouths were just open, and it was just an epic ending
Yes.
to part one. I think part three would come in second. I thought it was pretty good. I would rate it maybe a 9.
Right. I agree. I agree totally. Part one was just like you said, the ending, even with Karen going back and forth, I think it just was so good. Like far as a read wise, it would go down in history like as the best of the best. Like you just can't compete
Mm-hmm.
with that. And then part three, I think was just so tense
Right.
because you had the guys there, and then you had Gizelle, the first lady, sister Gizelle,
The last lady.
the last lady up there cursing like a heathen girl. I was like, what is wrong with her? I said,
Right.
who talks like this in a church with a reputation to uphold? I couldn't believe it.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, and I also I definitely had to do this. I also well, no, I'll do it later. I was gonna do something, but I'll do it later. But one thing that stood out to me was how Andy continued to be so aggressive towards Monique. I just thought Monique and Chris, because as we saw in part two, the preview, we knew that Chris was coming out there. We knew that he was upset about the information that's been spilled about his son. So when you talk about somebody, kids or family members, siblings, whatever, you move a different way. All that professionalism is out the window. And I think Chris did really well because if you recall, on Jamal's Bryant's Wednesday night Bible class, he told the whole church and congregation to tune in because Chris was supposed to physically attack Giselle and Robin. So
Mm-mm.
I bet the church members are mad because they didn't see none of that.
Right.
So I just thought how Andy kept saying like whatever Chris and Monique was talking about wasn't relevant because it wasn't brought up on the show, even though it was brought up in behind the scenes. So I wanted to know, did you notice that? Did you ever see that clip with Candace when she brought up the plot, like it was on
Oh,
IG?
yes, I saw Candace go on IG Live and admit that they had a dinner and that they tried to come up with a plot that Chris' son wasn't his child. It was the personal trainer's child, and that Monique was messing with her personal trainer. So it didn't. She said that on her IG Live, but the ladies kind of tried to say that they never plotted or had a plot against her, which
Hmm.
was a lie.
Right, because we saw it in Giselle confessional. She brought it to the show. Nobody would have known what they were talking about until Giselle actually brought it to the show. She said it in a confessional. However, but what really ticked me off, they brought up the IG live of Chris Samuels addressing the ladies. They
Mm,
showed the aftermath, but they didn't show what made him say that.
right. They should have played Candace
Candidates,
live if they want to
exactly,
play Chris and Monique's IG live
exactly.
footage. So it was
Exactly.
one sided with that one.
Very, very one-sided. And if you just think about it, they have viewers just like, me, you. We go in deep. We looking for extra, any kind of extra behind the scenes footage of what's going on. And then you have your occasional viewers, like maybe my mom or Sally down the street, the neighbor. They're just
Hmm.
watching the show. So whatever narrative that the producers want to show, that's what they'll see. So they're looking at Chris like, oh, he's really aggressive for no reason. And for him to say this and that, and it makes him look really bad when they don't know the whole story. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it just really just pushed me the wrong way. And I just felt like Andy was being very biased.
Right.
I mean, I just he was clearly on Giselle's side. And I just have a theory about it, but I'll bring it up. But um, I wanted to know. Hold on, let me get into it. What do you think about the security guard? Shout out to the security guard who didn't move a muscle. He looking at Chris
Look,
like, "You want me to make him sit down?"
look, is this the same security guard that was at the reunion?
Yes, that's the same
That's the
one.
exact same
That's
one.
the same guy, and he was sitting that same way.
Oh my goodness. Giselle was doing the most. Come on now.
Get him, make him sit. He's standing up. Make him sit down. And that just how he looking in this picture, just how she was looking like, wait, you want me to do what? This Chris Samuel. I just want an autograph. I ain't trying to take it this dude. Girl, when I saw that, I just, oh my God, when they zoomed back there, I said, I know that is not that same man. And I know that she don't expect him to go tackle Chris Samuels.
Right.
Please. Girl,
Right.
that was just funny. I just had to, I
She
saw
look, she was like, I don't even know why they have him on the show. Chris is a husband. Why do you
a
have the
real
security on the show when they got
husband.
production and the studio has its own security? Like she was being extra.
Girl, a real husband. And then let's go to Robin. I I'm so glad Juan Dixon isn't here. I'm so glad. I was like, what is wrong with her? And if Juan Dixon was, then what was he gonna do? What was he gonna do?
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Juan is actually cool. Like he's one of the
Right.
guys that's just super cool. He's
Right.
like they're doing their thing. I just wish that Juan can see that Robin is a follower of Giselle, and Giselle is like the puppeteer. Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like the puppet
Yes.
master. You could tell she has. Oh, okay. Now I have this situation with Candace. So let's manipulate Candace into doing. You know what I'm saying? She already didn't like Monique from the beginning. We knew that. But I think with that situation, it just made it. Oh my God! It just set up the tone to where she was gonna mean girl this thing out, and we all know that she's one of Andy's favorites. So that's another reason why this next question I want to ask you: do you really think that behind the scenes, Giselle, Robin, which I feel like Robin and them don't have as much pull as Giselle, but when you put four people together
Mhm.
that's on the show, they're the majority on the show, to go to Andy and say, this should not be acceptable. We did not
Right.
sign up for this. This is not what we represent.
Mhm.
Do you think that that swayed Andy in the way he treated Monique?
Probably.
It just was so clear to me,
Probably
like, yeah,
because Giselle has been on there since season 1. Monique has not. Candace has not. So you have all these ladies that come together. Um, yeah, they can persuade Andy a certain way. Especially if he doesn't have like a close relationship with Monique. Then yeah, he can become biased and um agree with them.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's true, and I just really think that he just made up his mind because he felt that Candace already been attacked. Let me not,
Mhm.
hammer down on her anymore because it just
Right.
didn't make sense. I'm like, did he not see that Candace wished death on somebody on her live, or like did he not
Um,
see none of those things?
probably, but it was not aired on the show. So therefore he's not, that's not really a big topic. I mean, it's
But Chris Samuel stuff that he said was not aired on the show.
what stuff did he say?
The clip that they
Oh,
showed about him saying he'll dress up as Bruce Jenner and stomp, stomp.
right.
But see, and
But you
see,
see, but let me
hmm
tell you this: the reason that they aired that footage is because Giselle brought security, and they wanted to explain why she brought security again. So that's
right.
kind of why they
That's
aired that
cool,
out.
but you need to also explain what made him go there. And not when he explained after they showed the clip why he went there and said, "Oh, well that didn't happen." You know what I'm saying? That was very wrong, I felt. Like just to make it like, "Oh, that didn't happen at all." It was
Mm,
really silly. I just thought that was really silly. But yeah, Robin, she didn't have a man behind her. He didn't want to be there with her, and she just doing all this yelling and kept chiming in. And then back to Candace again. I just have to keep talking about her because she was supposed to be so distraught, ran off the stage, but come back and still being aggressive, still
mm,
being aggressive. So I felt like they always mean girling. One thing I can say, Wendy dimed it down. Did
mm.
you notice that?
Explain how she
From
did that.
part one, Wendy was just very like, "Oh, you did this," ganging
Oh
up with
yeah,
them with her.
she was a
I
lot
didn't
more
notice
quiet.
this on part three. She was more just sitting back listening and
Right,
and then I've noticed. I don't know if you have watched interviews, but Wendy has been more mutual in more interviews lately. And I don't know if she's finally looking at the feedback at her coming in as Candace's friend, not being just a mutual person and a mutual bystander. It
right,
looks like she's ganging in, ganging in with Gizelle and Robin and pushing their narrative that they want. And I think if she looked at the whole thing and saw that they were going after her kids because she has said that she was not there when they first brought up the kid rumor
right,
about Chase.
right.
So maybe she's trying to separate herself to make it better for her next season. But like, okay, so with all that being said, did you hear about Monique deciding to quit the show?
Yes,
And so, what are your thoughts on that? Did you think she made the right move?
yes. I think she made the right move. She doesn't need the show for the money, as she stated on part one of the reunion.
Hmm.
Um, the show is not really helping her. It's kind of hurting her and her family. It's
Right.
hurting their image. Um, and when her kids get older, like, who wants to hear, oh, that my daddy was possibly not my dad, and oh, my mama was having an affair with her trainer and all of this stuff. So they're only going to keep going harder and harder. And if she stay on the show, it's only going to be more stress and drama and tension on her marriage and her family. So I think she made the right choice to just focus on her family.
Right, because we all know if she was to go back, she's only going to be talking with Karen and Ashley. And I'm pretty sure the rest of them already said that they will not film with her no more. So if you have the majority, she received the contract and she stated that she received the offer. She was happy she had an offer. She has all these new businesses going on with her new essential oils and everything. And she wanted to show that, and show that
Right.
experience. However, and this is when I wanted to talk to you about. So I also watched the YouTube channel All About the Tea. Shout out to them. I love watching them. They always have great guests and great commentary. On there, Monique was featured on there today. And she talked about, certain things that went on that we did not know about. And one of the things she said was she would have stayed on the show. She signed a contract, but when part three aired and they did not show Candace's part, I mean, on the IG live, what made Chris go off,
Mhm.
the way they edited it, she said was just so like she was just over it. And
Right.
she said, okay, they made this narrative that Chris is some big violent person.
Mhm.
And plus with the security guard, like
Mhm.
it's a joke, like you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So just painted them to be this violent couple that's about to attack everybody on the stage.
Right.
So another thing that she shared, which I thought was just crazy, she said when she got to New Jersey, she went up to her hotel room. She said this looked like a little awkward place, but she was like, it is what it is. The hotel wasn't as elaborate, I mean extravagant as it usually, would have been. So she just said it had a little smell. So she said she started taking out her diffuser and essential oils and everything. And her glam team, they all was there. She had to get, 3 rooms for them and her bird. So they had unpacked everything, and Karen called her and said, "Hey, have you made it?" And she was like, "Yes." And so she said, "I want to come see you. What room are you in?" And she told her room number. So Karen came down, and when Karen came down, she said that Karen said, "I'm knocking on your door while you're not answering the door." She was like, you're not at my door." So Karen was like, "What hotel are you at?" And she told her the hotel. And she said, "Oh, we're all at this one." So they scheduled a whole different hotel for Monique.
Mm.
That's so wrong. And
Right.
then they made up the excuse that because she had the bird, that the bird couldn't stay there. It was just so like really.
That's
So
what.
she's, hmm,
That's why she had to stay at a lower level hotel because the hotel wouldn't accommodate for animals.
no, that's what the producers told her.
But
How
that was a
that's that was a lie. She said she been had the same information for months, and they didn't know she was bringing T'Challa. So she ended up packing up all her stuff, the glam team and everything, went to the hotel that they were staying in. It was the same hotel that they shot the reunion at,
mhm.
and brought 3 rooms out of her own money, and she couldn't get her money back for the other rooms because it was already taken. I mean, already used. So you don't get your money back once you go in. So that I just thought that was so messed up. So now you're trying to put her off a game. If she would have went downstairs to that hotel that she was staying in, dressed up, and find out that it wasn't even there. You know what I'm saying?
I don't
That would have.
I don't think they had her they that wouldn't have occurred because of pretty much what's been going on in reunions is while the women are getting ready, the cameras are going there and recording them. I don't think they would have her. You think so? You think they would have had her come down ready, and she would have to get in a car and drive to the other hotel?
That's what she said she would have had it done. This is what got
Yeah,
a Monique mouth.
yeah.
Monique said they would have had to get a car and go. She said she did. They was shooting at 5 a.m. in the morning. Nobody told her if her and Karen wasn't cool. She said nobody told them that they was in a totally separate
I think
hotel.
I think the reason she couldn't be at the hotel for the bird with the bird is like I would have been not understanding, but it would have been more believable if they would have said, well, we don't want her at the hotel because Monique might fight Candace or something. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they said, and we know that's what they said. Because if that was the case, she ended up going to that same hotel and buy 3 rooms with her bird.
Right.
And the people said that was it's never been an issue for the bird not to come.
Right. So we
They
all
made it up.
they don't really care for Monique. They put her at this horrible hotel, and they didn't care that she came out of pocket to, be at the other hotel. So that's more reason why she just needs to leave. Like, who wants to be
But
at
but
all?
then but then but then this is the thing. This is why I respect her. With all that being done to her, she still came down poised and chilled. For that first episode, she was chilling. You see
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Even after going through all that, she was chilling and until her and I just think her timing is impeccable. Her timing on leaving is impeccable. She received the contract and I'm leaving on my time. So that says, a lot. And for her to do that, knowing what they have done, that just sends a flag that nobody wants me here. She said, I was tired of being iced out and they were not going to continue to do this to me. And I don't blame her. And so, what else? She said something else that happened about, oh my God, I forgot the other T. That one was really the one that really pissed me off. I was like, really? They put you in a whole different hotel room. And so, oh, she said what wasn't true on Candace IG. She told everybody on IG, Candace did, that she told Monique everything that happened. She said that was not true. Karen called.
Mhm.
Karen called her and told her. And she said she ended up asking Candace about it. The same night that her and Chris came to their house, she asked her about it. And Candace didn't bring up anything about it until she asked her. She just played it off like, we killed it because it was not, Chase looked exactly like Chris. But
Mhm.
then she said others was telling her how Candace was they were all working to plot something else besides just that part, and
Mm.
she's not going to give it life. So it was more to the story. So this is what I'm talking about with Can and why I understand the Monique and Candace situation. I have been in a relationship with a friend that you may think that's your friend, but if you like Monique, you could probably read that. You know what I'm saying? Like you doing shady stuff. Like you my homegirl. Like if you my homegirl and I say, man, picture this chick said my kid might be for my trainer. So you my homegirl and you know of her, but y'all not cool. But then you all of a sudden when it's time to film, y'all have a party and you invited her to the party. And I'm looking at you like, what is she doing here? Like, why wouldn't you give me the heads up when me and we're cool. We're not that cool, but we are really cool. And then when I address you about it, you say, "Oh, I didn't know y'all had beef." Now I know you playing with me. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? And now I know you playing with me. I see how you roll, and I'm more pissed off because you are my friend, somebody I consider as a friend. So I think that's how Monique just was feeling like I totally understood where she was coming from. Like you're rocking this way for what? Like why are you playing into Gizelle's hand? And we all know Gizelle is behind all this.
Mhm.
We know this.
Right.
So with that being said, like who do you think is next? Because
Um,
now if you got Monique out the picture,
next villain.
who's the next person they go after to try to get off the show? Is either Karen or Ashley,
It's gonna be
right?
it's gonna be Karen.
But see, Karen, the thing, yeah, because everything Ashley was saying, Giselle was like amazing, amazing, that's amazing, saying all that. But Karen is already, on to bull, so they don't phase her a bit. And that's why I like Karen because she reads them she reads them under the table, and it'd be so funny. So I just think I don't know. They can't. Well, we know Monique. I mean, we know Candace don't like Karen because. And what do you thought about when they started fussing? That was crazy. She
Yeah,
said,
I thought it was crazy. So my thing is, okay, Karen called the boss on Candace, and Karen said that, oh, well, I did it because I think you need to see a psychiatrist or you need therapy. Like, I'm concerned about you. We were friends and I'm concerned about you.
because she told her to go to hell. She could burn in hell.
Right. So my thing is, Karen, that doesn't make any sense because Candace has been to therapy on like all the different seasons. She's going to therapy on this season, talking about the fight with Monique. So that doesn't make any sense. Why would you go to the boss when she's already seeing a therapist?
Probably because her therapist is not helping her. If she's still doing these outbursts all over Twitter, still telling people to go to hell, still haven't learned her lesson, still haven't got popped hard enough.
So
Obviously,
you think she wanted her to go find a new therapist to make the boss or whoever have her go see a new therapist, and that's why, or you think it's another reason she
I
went?
think it's another reason. I think she wanted to say, okay, this girl is just losing it. Like Karen did speak about hearing about the guy that died that Candace wished death upon. So normal people don't talk like that. You know what I'm saying? Normal people don't just talk like that. So if she's going to therapy, obviously it's not helping
Mm-hmm.
because she's steady with these stupid sticky notes. Steady. It's been a year, and she still did all this freaking crying, like all this crying, the whole episode, all the way down to the to the very end. She's been crying, and I think it was more of. I just know a girl just like her, man. I really think it's more of a temper tantrum type
Do you think
act.
Karen did that so that Candace could get kicked off the show, or did she just want her to just change her ways and she didn't know how to get
Change her ways
her to
and
change?
get reprimanded, maybe to tell her to get off of Twitter or, watch her tone or, yeah, like you said, just to change her ways. I really don't think she wanted her to get kicked off the show, but, for her to talk to Karen like that, Karen, like, who are you to be talking to me like this? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And like Chris said, hurt people hurt people. And Monique is, I mean, not Monique, Candace is she's not I want to say she's a brat and she's been deprived of real training from a mother and father. She really has. You could just tell because you could tell she's the type of girl that okay, sweetie, you look good in this dress. Let me get you a dress. And this girl about 25 years old. You see what I'm saying? She has that type of mom that's still talking to her like, "Okay, I'll get you the Candace. Let me get you these shoes. These look so cute on you." And she's a grown ass woman, and you can see that if she doesn't get her way is to just cry, throw temper tantrums, and do whatever she got to do. And I feel for her husband, because obviously and that's another thing. He has kids and other child support he don't be paying. Nobody ain't talking about that. But I bet you it was a page in that binder for that if it was necessary.
Right.
So I'm like, she just reaches, man. I just want her to get her mama needs to do some soul searching in the way she raised Candace. Because if you had to pop her yourself as a grown woman in the head with a purse, then obviously, it's like how you need your mama to say, okay, like I want you to just think about what you did. You have to watch yourself, blah blah blah. But at least behind the scenes, and I'm hoping, I was really hoping behind the scenes that she was doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody is not gonna say what they do to, they're gonna have their back for their daughter in public or their friend in public, but
Mhm.
behind the scenes, tell her something so we can see some change in her action. But Candace haven't changed anything about herself. She don't even think she did anything wrong. She don't even think she provoked anyone. I'm a wordsmith with my mouth. I'm just a wordsmith. And who says you're a wordsmith by telling people to go to hell and provoking people all the time? That's not a wordsmith, babe.
Mm.
So it's, oh my gosh, she just gets on my nerves. I really I really do not like that lady.
You know,
But
I think Candace does need to get some help. And her husband mentioned that since the fight with Monique, she's not the same. Like he wants the woman that he married back. So
right.
I feel for him. Like she needs to heal and go back to being a good wife to him. Like,
Do you think she needs to take a break from the show too? It seemed like she the one needed to take a break.
yes. If it has truly changed you and your husband admits that you're not the same, then yeah, you need to take a break.
Yeah, I really think so. So for the rest of them, do you think do you think that Wendy should come back? Like, I mean, we all know they got contracts back, but do you really think that Wendy can contribute? Like, what can she do for her storyline to help it out next year? Like, I'm just hoping something
I
happens.
She doesn't keep talking about her 4 degrees and um I would like to see more of her husband because I like him.
Yes, I
And
do too.
it's gonna and she can have her mom on the show. I think that'll add more drama just between her and her mom.
Yeah, you're right. She needs some more mommy time. Mama need more camera time. And the sister, her sister too. I think if you put more of them in the mix, how Portia had to do that too. If you remember, Portia from Real Housewives of Atlanta, when she first divorced her husband, I forgot what his name was. You remember his name? I can't remember his name. But when she divorced her husband, she thought she was gonna be off the show. But she brought on her mom because she was boring too. Until and then when she sung that song "Amazing Grace" on reunion, it was like, whoa, stop singing, please. She ended up bringing her mama and her sister to the show, and they wasn't really drama. It was just something extra to look at. You know
Right,
what I'm saying? And
right,
I think that's just, you said it, like that's perfect. She needs to bring her mama
right. We
in
need
there and her sister and more family dynamics between them.
right.
So yeah, I really think that'll help her. So Ashley, I would love to see her back. What about you?
Yeah, I would too. I mean, her and Michael are entertaining.
Big
Um,
time.
yeah, I would watch them.
Yeah, they're really fun. She has another child coming. Um, she's been the same since day one. I think she's more calm now since she had a baby, but I love how she stands in her truth and what she's good and content. Like she's a content woman, and I like that about her. And she always will bring something to the table. I feel like so, and I
Right.
really feel like with her dynamic with Michael, everyone wants her to leave Michael, but I feel like she has a bigger plan than we know about. Like I always say, she has something going on that we don't know about, and she's smart about hers.
We might learn something new next season, like we learned this season about
Yep.
them being open. So who knows what they'll reveal next season?
Yep, I totally agree with that. So, Giselle, like, do you think who she's gonna have a new man next year, or Is she really gonna pretend like Jamal called her and told her I love you when he just said on Wednesday night Bible study that he's single? Come on now.
Uh,
So
I think Giselle should be single. Please don't bring a fake boyfriend on, fake relationship. Just
it just don't work.
right.
And one thing I can say about Giselle that I feel like she's the lady that gets with a guy and she wants a certain type of man, but she doesn't have that pizzazz and that thing that they want, right? So she just beats herself up about it. And she's a pretty woman, but I feel like she's insecure in a way. Like she has low self-esteem when it comes to men. So she settled for anything that she can get. Because the last guy, he was another Jamal. The
Right.
last guy she was going with.
Right.
And I think his name was Michael too or something.
What
But
Sherman?
huh?
Was it Sherman?
Sherman, that was his name, Sherman. And with a name like that, Sherman, what did you expect him to do? Like he was not about to be. I'm like, girl, he was gone. He was acting just like Jamal, and it's the men that she attracts. So I think she's like, look, all these other men are doing me that. I might as well do it with my children's father, and they're not checking for him. I don't care what he said. Like he blamed it on TV and teenagers, but these girls clearly said that they're not moving to Maryland. They're not. Never, never. They
Right.
clearly this came out of their mouth. So I don't know what Giselle gonna have to do, but she needs to start thinking about if you're not in the same state with your man, and you cannot do a long distance relationship. She's a good woman. I mean, a good looking woman, but she has an ugly inside. And like Chris says, hurt people. She's hurting. So that's why um one thing Monique said too, you have people that will do anything for the cameras. Like the producers say, hey, create this scene and, put them in a situation and see what'll happen.
Mhm.
She's one of those people that be like, okay, well, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. I got you. I got you. I'll do it.
Right.
To start mess. So
Mhm.
then when stuff breaks out like a fight,
Right.
now you don't want to have nothing to do with it and play like you and Robin did not initiate everything like you always do.
Mhm.
Always initiating some drama. So I just want Monique. I mean Monique. I want Giselle to definitely. And no, that's another thing Monique said. She said she went off on Giselle for 20 minutes, and a lot of stuff did not air. She said it was so bad to where Andy was like, why do you don't think that Giselle is just okay with him doing whatever he wants to do? Because she said it was that bad, and she said it was really bad to where when she took a break, she was sick to her stomach.
Wow.
So I was like, "Whoa, we didn't even see the half of it."
It would have been five, six, 7 parts if they put it.
Oh gosh, that was really crazy. But I mean, like I said, Giselle needs to definitely do some soul searching on what she's teaching her daughters. You know what I'm saying? Like to just settle with anything just to have a man, or to settle with him
It's
not even being a part of their
it's
lives.
for the show, so she just needs to be more authentic. Um,
Right.
just be single, date, and be a good mom, and try to focus on your businesses. If you want to do every hue again and whatever, it's
I'm
other
killing.
stuff, you know.
Right. She need to do something else besides start and mess with people and stop cursing. She need to work on a cursing class because they got a reputation to uphold. And first ladies and the deaconess and the sitting
Stop.
in the pulpit cannot be doing all that cursing.
Not gonna be a first lady next season, so we can move on with that.
We don't know that. She keep talking like she is.
Wait, the way Monique read her with the binder, I hope she is not dumb enough. And second of all, Jamal is not going to be on the show at all. He already said that he will not be a part of the show.
The
So,
phone. He ain't even gonna be on the phone.
not on the phone, FaceTime, text, nothing.
Well, he sent a cease and desist to Monique and Chris, to try, like, it wasn't even it wasn't even like through a lawyer, it was through his PR people. So it was just like, come on, man, you can't even do a good cease and desist for them to stop talking. It's just bananas. I just Another thing, New Birth Baptist Church need to really think about who they have representing their church, as a spokesperson, because this shouldn't be like that. Like, it's the way he's doing it, talking about he's single, and the lady, oh my God, the lady that she brought up on the show, she showed pictures of him and her in a bedroom together on the pastor's conference, like TD Jakes hosts this pastor conference,
Hmm.
and she had pictures of him and her in a hotel together in the bed, and her at his house. He said that the lady had never been at his house. She got pictures of her in the mirror, his big old mask that he has in his living room, and they was in an on and off relationship for 8 years. And she said, I have nothing to hide. She said he never received any of her.
Hello? I can't hear you, Wendy. Hello? Hello? Okay. I think, hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. That was weird. My mic went off. I was like, right here. What part did you not hear? About
Well,
him.
I saw that the lady that was in a relationship with the pastor was at the house, at his house.
Mhm.
So
He lied about that. Like,
it's,
that's
yeah,
just
we all
weird.
know it's true. We all know that he has been dating other people. So like I said, the back and forth, everybody just needs to move on. Monique and her husband just go live their lives.
Yeah, they're
Jamal
gone.
can go be single. I don't think he should be preaching. I don't know what he should be doing. I don't know. Maybe he can ask for forgiveness.
Or go on a AA meeting or something and be ministering to them, because that's what he need to be, somewhere like that, where he can just say, "Hey, I'm still sinning and this and that." Because why would you sit up there and preach against everything that you're doing the opposite of? It's just backwards to me. But yeah, I wish Monique and Chris well. I think they made the best decision for their family. Leaving to do something. They probably have more things coming. Like Monique said, she want to produce some healthy TV to show actual husband and wives.
Right,
Like, and I think that's what it should be. Most of these people on here is not married.
right.
So, and it's in every housewife.
Where it doesn't have to be so much drama, where they can joke around and bring some people that have a sense of humor.
Yeah, and I think but just like you said, I feel like it shouldn't go below the belt to where you starting nasty rumors like that. Like, yo, that kid doesn't belong. That's going too far. Like, you
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just keep it fun.
Right. Where y'all go travel and y'all have game nights or whatever as couples and it's light. And
Yeah, something funny. Yeah, I love to see the guys more involved, but Giselle will be against that because she ain't got no man there. And then Robin and her be just sitting over there being miserable, plotting because Juan ain't gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? Because Juan is working. Juan is like, look, I got to. He said he got to go to practice. So you miss. I got to go to practice.
It's the
Not
reunion
even a
of
real
class.
game.
Right, right.
Girl, my husband fell out. He was like, "Are you kidding me? Not even a real game." So yeah, he didn't want to be there. But everybody keeps saying that Michael, and Juan was together.
Right. He wasn't at a wedding. They were hanging out.
Yes, girl, that was so funny. But all in all, I don't know how it's gonna be without Monique next season. I do not want to promote the mean girl thing. I'm just so sick of them with the mean girl thing. We know Robin is hopefully gonna get a wedding, so that's gonna be something. Which I feel like she should be a friend of the show and not a main character. I feel Wendy should be a friend of the show, and they need to bring some boss bees up in there, like some real boss bees up in there. I'm sorry, because Gizelle thinks she's running everything. They need some more Karens and Giselles. You think so?
Those
That's actually married.
that's messy like her.
Well, not Giselle, but Karen. I'm just saying that can carry a scene.
Right, right, right.
I think Giselle Beauty carries a scene. If Giselle was just a regular person, she would be
I
lame
mean,
and not
I
even
mean,
that good.
it's okay to have a little bit of mess and drama, but yeah, bring some more grand dames, some more Karens on the show.
Right, right. Somebody with some more real life experience to bring to the table with, that they want to address, their personal life that they want to address, and just is very interesting. And like you said, Wendy would be good if she bring her family in. I don't want to really see Candace. Candace does nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? I really don't know where she would fit in besides, oh, they sold the rest. You see, I bet she was pissed off that Chris spilled the tea
And
that they
so
sold the
the
restaurant
right.
when Monique trying to act. I mean, not Monique, Candace up there sitting up there acting like, oh, we just bought a new house. No, come on now. And I'm happy for them. Like, however you got to do it, do it. But the way she try to carry herself is the total opposite of Chris. Like Chris, you can tell he keeps it real, he cool. But I'm just so
Right.
over her. I'm over her and I hate he has to suffer. But
Right.
I am over her. She can go and kick rock somewhere. She
Well,
need
I
to really
guess
work on her mouth.
right. We'll see what happens next
But
season.
you think she's gonna start crying and say, after all I went through, if she brings that up next year, I'm just done. Like I
I
thought,
don't think she should. I mean, Monique won't be there. It'll be a
right.
fresh start. And we'll see who y'all gang up on next season.
Yep. Well, this about sums it up. This was fun. Our first little show. So next time we come, like everybody, if you really liked it, like and subscribe, and make sure you comment below. Tell us your thoughts on who you think should show up next season, and how do you feel about Monique leaving and everything. Make sure you comment below. Also, we'll be probably doing this once or twice a week. We'll probably talk about maybe two other shows. um, we definitely watch Atlanta. Do you
Right.
watch Atlanta? So,
Yes.
okay, I have to catch up. I have to catch up like mustard. So I'm gonna watch. I watched the first episode, but I gotta catch up some more. I haven't watched anything else. So we'll definitely be back, and you guys, we'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.